Welcome back to my YouTube channel on AF Coins World. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and wondered if it might be worth more than its copper weight? What if I told you that a specific penny from 1952, minted in San Francisco, could be worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars today? Yes, you heard that right. This is not just another ordinary coin. The 1952 Lincoln copper penny may be hiding in your collection, your change jar, or even tucked away in an old drawer, and it could be your ticket to a small fortune. Let's talk about this incredible little piece of history, the 1952 copper Lincoln penny. This penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint, as indicated by the small S mint mark just beneath the date. Over 137 million of these coins were minted that year, which may make you think it's not that rare. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 1952 pennies are created equal. Some of these coins were struck with unusual precision, using highly polished dies, resulting in what collectors call a proof-like or high-grade finish. Others contain rare mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks, that drastically increase their value. But what truly makes a 1952 penny valuable is its condition. A regular circulated penny from this year might fetch a few cents. But a flawless, uncirculated coin, especially one graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, is a different story entirely. There are collectors out there searching for these high-grade specimens to complete their sets. And when supply is low and demand is high, the price can soar. Let me paint a picture for you. Out of the 137 million 1952 pennies, only a tiny fraction survive today in mint state condition. And within that fraction, only a handful are graded at the absolute top tier. One such coin, graded MS67 plus red by PCGS, sold at auction for thousands of dollars. Now imagine owning one that's not only high grade, but also has a rare mint error. That's where the potential for six-figure, or even seven-figure, prices comes into play. Yes, a simple copper penny that cost 1 cent in 1952 might just be worth more than a luxury car or even a house today. Here's what to look for. Check the date. It must say 1952. Look beneath the date for the small S mint mark. Examine the coin surface. Is it shiny, red, and free from scratches or wear? That's a good sign. Look for errors, doubling in the date or letters, a mint mark that looks stamped more than once, or anything that looks off. Finally, consider getting it professionally graded if it looks like it's in excellent shape. Collectors, investors, and historians alike are hunting for these rare examples. Many have spent years tracking down a perfect 1952 penny, and some are willing to pay a premium to get their hands on one. Think about this: one coin, roughly the size of a thumbnail, that could be hiding a life-changing value. And while most people overlook it, tossing it aside as just another old penny, the few who recognize its potential could unlock an incredible reward. So, what is the 1952 Lincoln penny really worth? A typical circulated example may be worth 5 to 25 cents. But a high-grade, uncirculated 1952 penny with full red luster can fetch between $1,000 to $15,000 at auction. And if you happen to find one with a rare mint error in pristine condition, who knows? You could be looking at a coin worth over $100,000 or even more. So don't underestimate the power of that old penny in your pocket. The next time you go through your collection, keep your eyes peeled. The 1952 copper Lincoln penny might just be your million-dollar coin. Have you ever held a penny so rare, it could change your life? Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about mysteries in American coin collecting, the legendary 1964 copper Lincoln penny. A coin so elusive, so shrouded in confusion and value, that collectors have whispered about its existence for decades. Could this humble-looking penny be worth millions? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this 1-cent piece is turning heads in the coin world, and how to tell if you might have one in your pocket, tucked away in a jar, or hidden in a childhood coin collection. Let's set the stage. The year is 1964. The United States Mint, in Denver, is producing billions of coins to keep up with the booming economy and rising demand. Pennies are struck in copper, as they had been for decades, but here's the twist: 1964 was a transitional year for U.S. coinage. Silver was being phased out of dimes, quarters, and half dollars. The mint was under pressure. Mistakes happened. And amidst this chaos, some numismatists believe that a very small number, possibly just one or two, of 1964 Lincoln cents were struck using the wrong composition, or with a striking error so rare, it defies conventional minting records, and that's where this story takes a mysterious turn. Most 1964 pennies were minted in copper, yes. But what makes the rarest version of this coin so special isn't just the copper itself, it's the precision, the condition, and more importantly, the errors and variations that occurred during the minting process. Some experts speculate that a handful of these coins were double-struck, featured repunched mint marks, or were minted on experimental planchets. And if just one of these coins has an anomaly, such as an off-metal strike, a unique die variety, or extremely high-grade condition, its value skyrockets. That we're talking about a coin that appears normal to the naked eye, but under magnification or professional grading, reveals hidden secrets that make collectors go wild. Here's where it gets even more exciting. In recent years, collectors have paid small fortunes for high-grade Lincoln cents from the 1960s. One near pristine 1964 Lincoln cent, graded MS-67 red by PCGS, sold for over $7,000 at auction, and that's without any known minting error. Now imagine what a true 1964 copper cent with an error, or even a suspected off-metal strike, could fetch. Experts believe that if such a coin surfaced and was authenticated, its value could exceed $1 million. Yes, $1 million, for a penny, and here's the best part, it might not look any different than the coins in your change jar right now. So, what should you be looking for? First, check for the 1964 date and the D mint mark just below it. That confirms it was struck in Denver. Next, examine the coin's condition. Coins that are uncirculated or have a brilliant red luster are far more valuable. Finally, and this is key, look for signs of errors. Doubling in the date or mint mark. Unusual coloration or weight. Strange edges. Anything that seems off. That's your clue. If you suspect your 1964 penny is special, it's worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A small fee could lead to a life-changing discovery. The 1964 Lincoln penny is a mystery wrapped in copper, and it could be the most valuable penny you'll ever see. So go check your coin jars, your old drawers, and those dusty boxes in the attic. Because if you find the right one, you might just be holding $1 million coin. And now, for those asking, what's the estimated value of the rarest 1964 copper Lincoln penny if it shows an authentic mint error or appears in pristine condition? Experts estimate its value could range anywhere from $30,000 to over $1 million, depending on the rarity, grade, and error type. This is just spare change. What if I told you that one seemingly ordinary copper penny from 1967, yes, the one with no mint mark, could be worth a fortune? We're talking thousands, possibly even hundreds of thousands of dollars in the right condition. Some experts believe that in certain rare cases, it could reach seven figures. So, what makes this 1967 Lincoln penny so incredibly rare and potentially valuable? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and why this coin could change your life. The year was 1967. America was in the middle of the Vietnam War, the Beatles were dominating the radio, and the U.S. Mint was making some interesting decisions. Due to a nationwide coin shortage and public hoarding of coins, especially silver, the mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins. That means every 1967 penny you see will lack the typical D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Instead, they were all minted without a mark. But here's the twist, even though all 1967 Lincoln cents lack a mint mark, not all of them are the same. There are a few critical features that could make one of these coins unbelievably valuable. First, the metal. All 1967 pennies were supposed to be made from a bronze alloy, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But occasionally, planchets from other coin types or compositions slipped through the cracks at the mint. There have been verified instances of 1967 pennies struck on the wrong planchet, like dime or nickel blanks. These minting errors are exceptionally rare and extremely valuable. Second, condition. A 1967 penny in pristine condition, called MS67 red or higher by grading standards, can be worth thousands of dollars on its own. These coins show no wear, full original red luster, and flawless details. Only a handful have ever reached such grades, and collectors are always hunting for them. Third, double dies and die breaks. Some 1967 pennies show doubling on Lincoln's profile or on the date. Others might feature dramatic die cracks or cuds, raised areas of metal caused by breaks in the die itself. These error coins are highly sought after and can fetch impressive prices at auction. Now, let's talk about why some coin experts believe that a 1967 no-mint mark penny could one day sell for over $1 million. Imagine this, a perfectly preserved 1967 Lincoln penny with an ultra-rare minting error, like being struck on a silver dime planchet, or showing a dramatic double die in flawless condition. If such a coin were to surface, it would be one of a kind. Collectors would be lining up with open wallets. Just a few record-breaking auction sales in the past decade have already proven that error coins can bring in 6 or even 7 figures. So yes, it's entirely possible that a 1967 penny, seemingly ordinary to the untrained, could be hiding a rare and valuable secret. If you have a 1967 penny, here's what you should check: is it copper-colored? If it looks silver or unusually light, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. Look at Lincoln's head and the date under a magnifying glass. Do you see any doubling? Check the surface for cracks or raised lines. These could be die breaks. Finally, is it in excellent condition? No scratches, dents, or discoloration? If you answered yes to any of those, it might be time to visit a professional coin dealer or send your penny to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. So, what is the current market value of a 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? A regular, circulated version might only be worth a few cents. But an uncirculated MS67 red can sell for up to $7,000 at auction. Error varieties, especially those on the wrong planchet, have sold for $10,000 to $25,000 depending on condition. And if a truly unique, never-before-seen error coin were discovered, that price could climb into the hundreds of thousands, or more. So before you spend that penny, take a closer look. Because that little copper coin in your pocket could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. What if I told you that a small, brown penny sitting in your old coin jar could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Sounds unbelievable, right? But the 1976 Lincoln penny might just surprise you. There's a mystery behind this seemingly ordinary coin that's catching the attention of collectors across the country. Some of these pennies are selling for shocking amounts of money. So, before you spend that old penny or toss it aside, you need to hear this. The 1976 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver during a very special year in American history, the nation's bicentennial. While quarters, half dollars, and dollars got patriotic redesigns to celebrate 200 years of American independence, the humble Lincoln penny kept its classic look. But don't let that fool you. This coin has stories to tell and secrets to reveal. Over 4.2 billion of these pennies were struck at the Denver Mint. That sounds like a lot, and it is. But here's the twist: not all 1976 pennies are created equal. Some have unique features, rare mint errors, and exceptional conditions that make them extremely valuable to collectors. So what exactly makes the 1976 penny stand out? First, let's talk about condition. A regular worn 1976 penny might just be worth its face value, 1 cent. But if your coin has been preserved in uncirculated condition, or even better, graded as mint state 67 or higher, you could be looking at a serious payday. In 2016, a 1976 Lincoln penny graded MS67 Plus red by PCGS sold for over $7,000 at auction. That's right, 1 cent turned into thousands of dollars, simply because of its rarity and pristine condition. Only a handful of these high-grade coins exist, and collectors are always hunting for them, but there's more. Some 1976 pennies were struck with mint errors that can multiply their value dramatically. Errors like off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet are highly sought after. These mistakes happen during the minting process and are considered rare. Imagine finding a penny that has two dates or Lincoln's profile slightly doubled. That's a double die, and it can bring in big bucks. Even small, hard-to-see variations can make a big difference. That's why collectors carefully examine the coin's date, mint mark, rim, and color, which can be red, red-brown, or brown. The more vibrant and untouched the surface, the more valuable the coin. If you're hoping to cash in on a 1976 D penny, here's what to look for: sharp strike with no signs of wear, red color, which means it hasn't toned over time, clean surfaces, free of nicks or scratches, strong mint mark, D, under the date, possible errors like doubling or misstrikes, and most importantly, grading. A professionally graded coin from PCGS or NGC will fetch a much higher price than one that hasn't been graded. It gives buyers confidence in its authenticity and condition. Let's break it down. A typical circulated 1976 D penny, 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated MS65 red, $5 to $1.15. MS67 red, $100 to $300. MS67 plus red or with rare errors, $1,000 to over $7,000. That's a massive leap in value, all based on condition and uniqueness. So now you know. That 1976 D Lincoln penny hiding in your drawer might not be just spare change, it could be a hidden treasure. With the right condition or a rare mint error, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Take a few minutes to go through your old change. You never know what you might find. And if you discover something special, don't forget to get it checked or graded. It could change your life. Share this video with your friends and family so they can check their coins too. You never know who might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. 1985 could be worth hundreds of dollars today. That's right, the 1985 D Lincoln penny, the kind you might have sitting in an old jar or tucked away in a drawer, could actually be a hidden treasure. Most people overlook these coins, but collectors know something that the average person doesn't. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly why this seemingly ordinary penny is anything but. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Today's spotlight is on the 1985 D Lincoln penny, a small copper-coated coin with a big story. It's a piece of American history, and depending on the condition, this penny could be worth much more than its face value. So grab your old coin collection, because by the end of this video, you might be running to check your change. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. By 1985, the penny had undergone several changes, but one of the most important happened just a few years earlier. In 1982-in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from using mostly copper to a cheaper copper-plated zinc composition. That means most 1985 pennies are made with a zinc core and just a thin layer of copper. The D mint mark on the 1985 penny means it was struck at the Denver Mint. Over 5.2 billion of these coins were made in Denver alone. So, why is this penny special if so many were produced? The answer lies in the details, and the condition. While billions were made, not all 1985 D Lincoln pennies are equal. Some have unique errors or are in such pristine condition that they catch the eye of serious collectors. These little differences are what turn an ordinary coin into a valuable collectible. Collectors especially look for mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. Full, sharp details in Lincoln's portrait and the lettering brilliant, uncirculated condition with no signs of wear, red coloration, which means the coin has retained its original copper luster. Even a small detail like the brightness of the coin can make a big difference in value. So, let's talk numbers. A circulated 1985 D penny that shows wear might still only be worth its face value, 1 cent. But once you step into higher grades, the value rises fast. A mint state 65 red 1985 D Lincoln penny can sell for $5 to $1.15. If it's in MS67 or higher, the value can jump to $100 or more, depending on the demand. Rare error coins from 1985 D, like a double die obverse or off-center strike, Can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on how dramatic the error is. Some examples have even sold for over $500 at auctions, simply because of their condition and rarity. Here are a few quick facts that make this coin even more fascinating. Many 1985D pennies have weak strikes, so a sharply struck one is a big deal to collectors. Zinc pennies are prone to corrosion, especially if the copper layer wears away. That makes well-preserved coins even more valuable. Some collectors specialize only in Lincoln cents and will pay a premium for the right coin to complete their sets. So, the next time you're digging through your spare change or checking that old coin jar from the attic, don't overlook the 1985D Lincoln penny. That little coin could be worth far more than you think, especially if it's in great shape or has a rare error. You never know when you might strike copper, or gold, in collector value. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might have a jar of coins lying around. And most importantly, check your change. Your next valuable find could be hiding right in your pocket. Have you ever held a penny that's missing something important? Imagine flipping over a 1991 penny and realizing that Lincoln is gone. That's right, no Lincoln. What if I told you that a tiny error like this could turn your 1-cent coin into a collector's treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Well, get ready, because today we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins from the early 90s, the 1991 No Lincoln penny. Is it real? Why is it so special? And how much could yours be worth? Stay tuned, because this might just be the coin that changes everything. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln cent has been a familiar part of American currency since 1909, when it was first minted to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. His portrait has appeared on the obverse, that's the front, of every penny ever since, but in rare cases, minting errors happen. And in 1991, something unusual occurred. A small number of pennies were struck without Lincoln's image. This could have happened due to a die cap error, struck through grease, or even die polishing that accidentally removed details. In some cases, Lincoln's profile is almost completely gone, leaving behind a ghostly or blank space where his face should be. These aren't ordinary wear-and-tear coins. These are true mint errors, and collectors go wild for them. So, why all the excitement about the 1991 No Lincoln penny? First, it's the rarity. You might sift through thousands of pennies and never find one like this. Coins with major design elements missing, especially something as iconic as Lincoln's bust, are incredibly hard to find in circulation. Second, it's the mystery. There's no official record of the U.S. Mint producing a No Lincoln penny in 1991. That adds to the intrigue. Was it a mistake? Was it an experimental strike that slipped out by accident? The answers are unclear, but that only fuels the fascination among collectors. Third, it's the value. These coins don't just attract attention, they attract serious money. The value of a 1991 No Lincoln penny depends on several factors. Condition. If your coin is in poor shape, it might sell for a few bucks to an error collector. But if it's in high grade, with sharp details and little wear, the price can shoot up dramatically. Authenticity. Collectors are careful. They want to make sure the missing Lincoln is the result of a mint error, not damage done after the coin left the mint. Demand. Error coins are a hot market. In online auctions and collector forums, verified No Lincoln pennies have been known to fetch anywhere from $100 to over $1,000, depending on rarity and appeal. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny, worth up to $1,000. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins, here's what to look for. Missing Lincoln bust. Check the front of the coin. Is Lincoln's face completely or partially gone? Normal reverse. The back of the coin should still show the Lincoln memorial, which helps confirm it's a true mint error and not a damaged coin. No signs of alteration. Coins that have been worn down or scratched won't count. Real No Lincoln errors usually have smooth surfaces where the bust should be, not gouges or dents. Mint mark and date. The date should read 1991. Some might have a D mint mark, Denver, others might not. Either way, the date is important. If you find one that checks all these boxes, you might just be holding something special. Now here's the million-dollar question. Have you checked your old pennies lately? coins like the 1991 No Lincoln penny are still out there, in old jars, pocket change, or forgotten boxes in the attic. Every day, people across the country are discovering rare coins they never knew they had. Don't let your treasure go unnoticed. 2004 penny out there that's missing Abraham Lincoln's face? That's right, a US coin with no Lincoln. Sounds like a mistake, right? Well, this error could turn an ordinary penny into a collector's goldmine. We're diving into the story of one of the most fascinating and mysterious pennies ever minted, the 2004 No Lincoln penny. It's a rare error coin that's baffled collectors and sparked a frenzy among treasure hunters. So, what's the story behind this strange little coin, and why are some people paying hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars for it? First, let's go back to the basics. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909. For over a century, it has featured the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front. But in 2004, something went wrong, or, depending on how you look at it, something went incredibly right for collectors. In a few extremely rare cases, pennies were struck without the Lincoln design on the obverse side. These error coins are known as no design or blank planchet errors, but there's an even rarer variation, the so-called no Lincoln penny, where the reverse side is fully struck, but the front is either blank or only partially struck. So why is this so special? Normally, both sides of a coin are struck by two dies, one for the obverse and one for the reverse. But sometimes, due to a misfeed in the minting process, the coin only receives a strike from one side. That's how a penny can end up with a complete design on the back, like the Lincoln Memorial, but nothing on the front. These kinds of errors are extremely rare. We're not talking about coins with faded features from wear and tear. These are minting mistakes that slipped through quality control and made their way into circulation. That's what gets collectors excited. Collectors are always hunting for mint errors because they represent flaws in an otherwise precise system. The fewer there are, the more valuable they become. The 2004 No Lincoln penny falls into this category: rare, odd, and incredibly desirable. But here's the catch: many fakes are out there. Some people try to sand off the front of regular pennies to mimic the look. True No Lincoln errors can only be confirmed by experts or grading companies. They look for specific signs, like a strong reverse strike with a completely blank or partially struck obverse. So, how much is this mystery penny worth? It all depends on the condition and authenticity of the coin. A verified 2004 No Lincoln penny in circulated condition might fetch anywhere from $50 to $150. But if you have one in uncirculated or near mint condition, the value can shoot up. Some examples have sold at auction for over $500, and if it's certified by a grading company like PCGS or NGC, it can be worth even more. That's a pretty big return for a coin that was supposed to be worth just 1 cent. If you want to find one of these rare errors, here's what to keep an eye out for. A 2004 dated penny with no visible Lincoln portrait. A clear and strong reverse design. A smooth, unstruck surface on the obverse. No signs of tampering. Coins that still have their natural shape and size. And remember, never clean your coins. Cleaning them can destroy their value. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab that jar of pennies, check your pocket change, and search your old coin rolls. You never know when a rare error like the 2004 No Lincoln penny might be hiding right under your nose. If you found this video exciting, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories about rare coins and hidden treasures. Who knows? That one little penny in your drawer could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting.